Hi, Nicholas here at Elite Bridge. Thank you for tuning into this video. This video is going to cover the paid ads strategy that we use. We call this our edge video because it shows you how we have the edge over competitors in terms of running the most efficient paid ad campaigns possible, with our aim, which is to capture more of the leads that your business needs, that you want, at the lowest possible cost, doing that consistently. So I invite you to think about what would make a difference to your practice. What type of clients do you wish to acquire more of? And what would really help you to move the needle or move your business forward? Maybe it's not just in terms of a growth in revenue, it may just be in terms of a growth in more of a particular kind of work that you want to be doing. And really, all of these things are possible. We can make these a reality because of the way that we structure our paid advertising. So we really leverage the Google AdWords platform, and we're doing that using tools which we've developed over a long period of time, invested a lot of money into producing, so that we can really work at that top 1% level for our client. So you've probably heard that Google Ads is very expensive. It could be a waste of money. This is certainly true when people try to run the ads just by themselves. Obviously, you want to be lawyers first, not marketers, and Google Ads certainly requires a consistent approach to make sure you drive results from it. And obviously, using the approach which I'll map out as well, using some of the software which we've developed, we can be sure that we do not burn through a budget, so there is no wasted spend. And we really structure our Google AdWords campaigns on a very granular level. And this helps us to generate highly relevant clicks while paying less than the market. So our clicks typically come in at 30 or 40% less than competitors. So we can rank you number one and actually have a lower bid for that number one position than another competitor in the market. These we translate into high quality leads, so no low quality leads here, and they are the leads that you want. And we'll look at why your competitors are using AdWords consistently, so month after month, which is an indication that they must be generating a good return on their investment. And I'll show you how we can begin doing this for you immediately and at zero risk. We don't have any tie-in contracts and we're very much results oriented, so you should start to see results within 2 to 3 weeks, and we typically work on a 30-day rolling basis. And I'll show you how we can develop a pay per lead model. So again, very much results oriented, and all of the onus is really on us to perform for you. So we're talking here about typing in a keyword phrase into Google, seeing those top positions there at the top, those top 4 paid ad spots. And then we've got the Google Map Pack, which again is a really good place to be. As you can see, it captures a lot of real estate here on page 1. And we'll go through in another video the techniques we use to, the techniques we recommend, and we can do this for you as well. But the things we recommend to be in the top 3 here on the first page. There's about 40 things which go into ranking there, but we can certainly share the ones which are going to deliver the most impact quickly. And then the Google Organic section, which is really the most valuable place to be on Google, 3 to 6 months usually to rank on the first page, and then it's just compounding interest. It's free traffic from that point onwards. In this video, we're going to look at the really effective means of advertising, which is the paid ads section, to get you straight to the top. And here on in, we'll refer to those as online billboard ads, and we're going to use the billboard analogy to show you how our strategy is very effective. And you too can be using this strategy, and I'll show you how that can be done at zero risk to you. Essentially, we offer a full money back guarantee. So billboard ads, to pick on those for a second, they're everywhere, surprisingly. I'm surprised how much people spend on these things still. Some of the ones they throw up are works of creative genius, but they don't really appeal to people's pain points necessarily. So as you can see, you can spend up to $695 for JCDecaux for 2 weeks. And why they get away with that kind of price is because these billboards go up in very high footfall areas. or in this case, in a slow-moving road, Cricklewood Lane, where there's plenty of eyeballs to look at that £300 a week paper ad. So they do work, but at what cost? Well, we just had a look at that. But the reason why they're so expensive, if we look at it as a sort of per lead basis, really how many of these people driving down this motorway, looking at this motorway billboard ad, are actually interested in what's on there? I mean, this one's quite a general one, but in terms of capturing leads for a specific price and getting a good return on investment, we want to show an ad to the most relevant person to the service that we offer. So of all these people, how many actually need a solicitor? And then of all of those people that want a solicitor, how many of them are looking for a personal injury lawyer or a conveyancing solicitor? Well, somehow we'd have to break that traffic down, segment that traffic, and send it down roads with different billboard ads advertising that service. So you need to imagine looking at this grid that going down different roads are people looking for completely different services. So people going down here perhaps looking for a plumber, whereas people going down here are looking for a solicitor. But then we'd want to segment that even further. So to get maximum return, we'd only want people that want a certain type of solicitor to look at a certain type of billboard. So in the next one, we could say that everyone in this area is looking for a solicitor. But within this, we send people down streets that only have billboards for, say, personal injury, or another billboard on this road for people who only are interested in conveyancing. So just to show you how we would set that up within an ad group. So this is a screenshot from within AdWords itself, Google AdWords, which is the platform used to create those ads at the top that we saw before. So in this one, for example, we've got ad groups set up for each keyword that we've researched, and then we've placed that keyword within a campaign. So you can see this campaign is only for property valuation for an estate agent, and within that it's only showing within Milton Keynes. So that's just a quick example of what we're doing. If I just show you from another campaign, which is paused at the moment. So this is for a business recovery firm. So here we're looking for different keywords which people are typing in related generally to what this practitioner offers. And as you can see, we have 229 keywords that we picked up just within this one campaign, which is our general campaign. And within that, we're showing, just show you, we've created 5,898 ads. So it's sending people down those lanes, and then it's showing them a very specific ad. So we could take this even further, say within conveyancing, people are typing in different kinds of keywords related to conveyancing, or they're changing up the key phrases, or they're saying lawyer instead of solicitor. So we want to show them the ad that's completely relevant to that search, and Google absolutely loves that. Google is one of the most valuable companies on earth, and certainly the leading search engine by miles, because it's the most reliable and the most relevant. So people know that Google delivers them good, relevant results. It's not perfect, but that's Google's aim. And to get to that point, Google is very concerned with rewarding or penalizing people that use its platform. I'm speaking about advertisers, to get to that end goal of absolute relevancy. So we talked about the ad structure briefly. What do we do with traffic once it arrives? Well, we aim to have all our traffic go to companies that have a really good high converting website. So what does that mean? Well, a conversion is filling out a form or picking up the phone or completing a purchase, depending on the kind of service we're offering and the kind of website we have. So within the website and the conversion, this would be a lead generation form completed. This is the conversion, which would be a form submission. And we're giving people forms to fill in, which capture as much information about the lead as possible, so that we have a very specific lead. And we use forms which are drip-fed questions with a completion bar so people know where they are in the process. And we found that reduces the bounce rate. So we've done lots and lots of research on what works the best. So that once you've got that search term converted into a visitor, we already know they're very qualified because we've targeted them based on a very precise keyword phrase. We've then got them through a high converting website to fill out this form, and we've captured as much good quality information as we can about them. Just very quickly, as this is a slightly confusing diagram, we don't want to be targeting just people that search plumber. We may be wanting to target people that search plumber in New York. We could then find their location using technology. We can start to show them ads depending on where they are. So say they were in Brooklyn in New York, we can start delivering them ad texts which state Brooklyn within the text. So that person knows that that ad is more relevant to them because it's a more local service. And this just shows you the kind of things people are typing in as well around those two keywords, plumber Brooklyn, licensed, emergency, top plumber. And using keyword research, we would find out what these are likely to be, and then we would insert these into our ads and pair them up with that person who's located in Brooklyn. I hope that makes some sense. Thinking about those phrases, so fast plumbing service Brooklyn would be what we would call a long tail keyword, whereas plumber is a short tail keyword. So if someone was typing in this example, shoes, it's not something we want to be involved in terms of showing an ad for that phrase. It's a high cost and high competition. We're more interested in someone who's all the way down here that's decided that they would like a red pair of Nike men's running shoes. That is where we would want to deliver the ad because there's a very high probability at that point of conversion because the person knows exactly what they want. So how do we know what these phrases are likely to be in order that we can build these ads and deliver those ads to people who are typing those phrases? Well, one of the key things is that we've run an awful lot of data already. So we've run an enormous amount of ads, spent a lot of money to gain the data so that we know exactly what people are typing in. And also from that, which keywords really convert really well, because some keywords convert better than others. The ones that convert well, we want to bid higher for so that our ads show more often and we get those clients. So our long tail terms, as I said, they're formed from the data that we've acquired already. Also just a bit of human intelligence and intuition, and also software that we've developed. Leveraging Google now. So how could we get an ad to show at the top of page 1 and pay less than everyone else? And generally, the way we set up our campaigns, and I'll show you this in a second, we expect to pay 30 to 40% less than our competitors, even when they're setting up their campaigns quite well. Well, where you rank, the ad rank, depends on the maximum CPC multiplied by the quality score. CPC is cost per click, the maximum that you are willing to pay for a click. So when someone types a keyword in, an auction happens where Google looks at all the advertisers, sees who's willing to pay the most. That's the first thing. But you'll see here that the person willing to pay the most is actually in position 4, not the prime position, position 1. Why is that? Because as you can see, they have a very, very low quality score. The quality score is made up of a bunch of things, including the relevancy of the ad to the keyword typed in, and then the relevancy of the URL or the landing page, which the person is going to arrive at once they click the ad. And even within that, Google is looking at the quality of the landing page. So is it user-friendly? Does it give a good user experience? Is it relevant? Is there relevant content on there? Does it load quickly? All of these things contribute to the quality score. And so you could expect to pay less and rank at the top. And one of the key things there is the click-through rate. So Google's chief economist indicates that 60% of this quality score is determined by the click-through rate. That's almost like a vote from people typing things into Google. It's a vote, because the more times people click an ad per search, the higher the click-through rate. So if the ad shows 100 times, it's only clicked once, it only has a 1% click-through rate. But if it shows 100 times and it's clicked 50 times, it has a 50% click-through rate. So people are voting, more or less, they're saying, yes, this ad is relevant to the search which I've just typed in. And so that improves your quality score, it improves your rank, and it enables you to take the top spot while paying less for it. And the reason why we're able to do this better, more cheaply I should say, is that 99% of advertisers are just using the Google user interface to set up these ad campaigns. Now the GUI it's complex, but it's also designed in such a way that there's only so much you can do easily. So it's designed for convenience. I'd steer away from programs like AdWords Express, which you may have seen, which advertise very, very quick campaign setup. There's very little you can do, so you'll find your costs quickly go out of control. The normal interface is bad enough from that front. So a good campaign from most advertisers will be they'll show one campaign here, and then they'll split it into ad groups. So this might be solicitor, this might be conveyancing, this might be personal injury. And then they dump a bunch of keywords into conveyancing and a bunch of keywords into personal injury and a bunch of ads, which is okay, but it's not the best way. So we perform at the 1% level for our clients, which we call the one-to-one method. And we've spent two or so years and quite a lot of money developing a software that enables us to build this out and then import it into Google AdWords. So we can get around the restrictions of the interface. We can use our own method to build this campaign structure. So what we have to imagine here is having the campaign, say, conveyancing, ad group 1, conveyancing lawyer, ad group 2, conveyancing solicitor. One keyword per ad group. So as I showed you before, similar thing here. Solvency practitioner, one ad group, and multiple ads within that ad group with that key term in them. So conveyancing solicitor, keyword is conveyancing solicitor, ad text contains conveyancing solicitor. We could even have 2 or 3 ads here, because we're always testing to find the best ad. And then we can pause the ones which are not so good, keep the ones running which are. But here, hopefully you can see this is extremely targeted, extremely granular structure. So there's no chance of wasted spend here. I hope that's interesting. This is a powerful technique, and we would apply the data which we have into one specific area. So we'd be looking to work with one particular client in a region, for example. We'd be able to implement that method which I just explained with that proprietary software which I mentioned. You'd also be able to benefit from all of that existing data that we have, and we'll be able to start driving you those leads immediately. As I've said, the pay-per-click model is the quickest way to start acquiring those leads quickly. And I mentioned at the beginning this money-back guarantee, but also that you can pay per lead. So we can have a chat about that if you chose to work with us, but we're all about results. So we only want to be paid if we generate value for you. And again, that's something we can talk about on the telephone if you're interested. But if there's anything else we can help with or any more detail we can go into, please don't hesitate to drop a line back, and we'd be delighted to chat with you. Okay, hopefully speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.